Welcome to mathematics class. Here with me, I have three different questions on partial fraction, right? So the first question is this, the second is this, and the third is this. So there's one thing I want you guys to understand about partial fraction. If you look at the first question I'm having here, I'm having the power of x. The total power of x at the denominator is actually 4. By the time you open the bracket, right, you're going to have it to be 4. And here you're having it to be 3. So it's in this case, you are not going to perform long division, right? So this case, it's actually, this is non-linear factor. So this is non-linear, and also it is what repeated. This is non-linear, right? And this is what repeated. So in this case, the type of partial fraction that this question actually falls on is actually the non-linear repeated partial fraction. Looking at this very well, the highest power of x is actually 2. And the highest power of x is actually 2 here also. So this is actually, you can perform long division here. Since power of x at the denominator and also numerator are the same, that means you can perform long division. So looking at this case, the highest power of x here is actually what? That's 4. By the time you open the bracket of this, you are going to have to be 2 multiplied by this, that's 4. So it is higher than this. So in this case, you are not going to what? Perform long division. And this case is actually non-linear and it is repeated. So these two cases are actually the same, but this is actually different. So in this video, actually, I'll be solving this question for you, which you are going to solve this. Since both of them are similar, you solve this for me. And you are going to drop the answer in the comments box below. But as for this, I'm going to solve it in a separate video. So let's move to the question. Now this expression, I'm going to write it as, that's 15, I'm going to write it as 15 plus, that's 5x plus 5s squared minus 4x raised power 3 divided by s squared into bracket s squared plus 5. Right? So what happens in this case is that this expression is actually equivalent to, since this is a repeated, right? Then I'm going to have to be a over x, which is raised power 1, plus b over s squared, right? Then plus, this is actually non-linear. I'm going to have to be bx plus, no, since I'm using b here, let me just take this one as my c. Cx plus d, right? Divided by, that's s squared plus 5. That's it. So now, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to multiply both sides by this s squared into bracket s squared plus 5. Right? So multiplying both sides with this, I'm going to have this. We cancel both these factors, is going to cancel this out. Then on the left hand side, I'm having it to be 15 plus 5x, right? Then plus 5s squared minus 4x raised power 3, right? Then after that, I'm having it to be equivalence to, this is going to cancel one of this, then I'm having this to be what? Ax into bracket s squared plus 5, right? Then this is going to cancel this, I'm having this to be plus b into bracket s squared plus 5, right? Then plus, this is going to cancel this, then I'm going to have this to be what? Cx plus d into bracket s squared. So now, if you look at this very well, this partial fraction actually, I cannot use anything like assumed method, because if you look at this, everything that I actually have here, all the factors that I have here, they are non-linear. So in this case, I can go ahead and expand, or let me just say open the brackets. So open the possible brackets here, I'm going to have this to be 15 plus 5x plus 5s squared minus 4s raised power 3 is equivalent to, this is actually ax raised power 3, right? Then plus 5ax, right? Then this is actually plus b s squared plus 5b, right? Plus, here I'm having to be cx raised power of 3, right? Then this is plus, that's ds squared. So now what I'm going to do is that I will compare the coefficients. Comparing the coefficients means I'm going to compare each coefficient of the power of x on this left hand side with the coefficient of the power of x on this on this right hand side. So what I'm going to do is that the highest power of x here is 3, the highest power of x here is also what? 3. So I'm going to compare x raised power 3 with x raised power 3. So on this side, I'm having this to be what? That's actually minus 4x raised power 3, right? Is equal to, here I'm having to be what? Ax power 3. Then what other thing do I have as x power 3? That's plus what? Cs power 3. So if I go ahead and do what? And divide both sides all through by what? X power 3. x is power 3, and this is also what? S power 3. This will cancel this cancel this cancel this, and I'm having this what? Minus 4 equal a plus c, which I can call this equation 1. Right? Then after that, the next power of x that I can find here is actually, that's 2, right? So here I'm having it to be, coefficient is actually 5. So here I'll be having it to be, well, that's actually 5s squared, right? Then is equal, what other coefficient do I have here that is having, okay, that's b. That will be bs squared, then plus, this is actually ds squared. So I'll go ahead and divide all 2 by s squared. Divide this by s squared, divide this by s squared, this cancel this also goes in this goes in this, then I'm having 5 to be equal to b plus d, right? Which I can call this equation 2. That means I'm having my a, c, b, and d. Then let me form more. Then here I'm going to form my 5x, which is x power 1. So here I'm having it what? That's 5x, right? Which is equal to the one that is carrying power of x, which is 1. That's 5ax, right? Then the other one that is carrying the power of x, which is to be 1. I think that's all, right? So in this case, this will cancel this. Then I'm having my, actually this a equals to 5 divided by 5, then which is 1. So therefore, in this case, my a is equals to 1. Then let me just move to the last aspect, right? So now, this is actually x raised power 0, right? This is 15x raised power 0. So here I'm having 15x raised power 0, right? Which is this one. That is, it doesn't carry any x. That is, doesn't have any, the power of x here is actually 0, right? So here I'm going to have to be equal. Now, equal to what's that? Let's check here. That's 5b, because the power of x here is also what? 0. So here I'm having it to what? 5b, s is power what? 0. So s is power 0 cancel this. I'm having 15 equals to 5b, right? Which means I can divide both sides by my 5, right? So in this case, my b equals to, that's actually 3. So I've gotten the value of a and b to be equals to 3. Then what's going to happen? What's going to happen is that, now look at this. The first equation, my a is actually 1. Then I can just put 1 here. Fixing 1 here, I'm having it towards, that's minus 4 equals to 1 plus c. Then bring this to the, I'm having what? Minus 1 minus 4 equals to c, right? This is actually c equal to minus 5, right? Then after that, what other thing can I do in this case? My b is actually 3. Then I'm having 5 to be equals to 3 plus d, right? So here I'm going to have it to be, since b equals to 3, then I'm putting it here, then I'm having this to be what? To be minus 3 plus 5 equals to d. Then here I'm having it to what? That's actually plus 2 equals to d. Therefore, our d is equals to 2. Then after that, I cannot say, therefore, my a is equals to 1, right? My b is equals to 3, right? Then also my c is equals to minus 5. Then also my d equals to 2, right? So now what is going to happen is that this partial fraction expression, this expression, which is equivalent to this, I'm now going to write it as, I will bring down this equivalence, which is my ax, which is ax over x, a over x, plus b over s squared, right? Then plus, that's cx plus d, divided by, that's s squared plus 5. So this is actually equal to, now my a is what? That's 1. Then I'm having this was 1 over x, then plus my b, which is actually 3, right? This is 3 over s squared. Then the next one I'm having it was plus cx. In this case, my c is actually minus 5. Then I can just bring this out and say this is cx plus d, which is equals to, that's minus 5x plus what? Plus d. D is what? 2. So I can just say this is actually, bring this to this side. That has 2 minus 5x. So I can just say this is actually plus 2 minus 5x divided by, that's s squared plus 5. So the expression, this partial fraction, its expression is actually this, then this is actually equals to what? To this. So the expression, if I'm asked to resolve this fraction to partial fraction, so this is the partial fraction of this question. So if you enjoyed this video, please do wait to click on the subscription button. Please, that's the only way you can help this academy. And don't forget to drop your comments, the answer to this question. Don't forget to drop it in the comment section below. I'll be there to reply you. And if you want me to solve any question for you as far as partial fraction is concerned, or any other thing based on physics, mathematics, and chemistry, I'm always available. Do well to drop your question in the comment box below. Thanks for watching.